Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, city of Tucson. Fresh Start is in the house once again. Welcome to another Saturday's edition to Fresh Start International, the Fresh Start Show with Dr. Holt, and I have our host, our co-host, Tom Cortez. William is in the building. We are truly, truly excited to be with you another weekend. We are excited for one of the largest public safety events in the history of our city. The Fresh Start Expo is quickly approaching, and you guys want to be here. If you have some legal issues, we want you to be here. Our most definitely our fundraiser is quickly approaching this month. Listen, you still got time to come. You still got time, most definitely, to send us some money because it takes
Come
money
on.
to be
Come
able
on.
to do what we do. And let me tell you, we still need a whole lot of it. So if you're thinking like, oh, they'll be all right. No, come on and send us that donation. We will most definitely really, really appreciate it. It's going to be Saturday, September 20th of 2025 this year in a couple of weeks at the end of the month. So we're looking for you to come on and be with us 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church. So come and join us. You can get a table of 8 for 250. And for you, if you specifically don't have an organization but you still want to give, can't do the 250, guess what? We have something called $35. All right. So give us your
That's what it's called.
$35 and you will be able to make an impact to help us. We still need those 35. We got a lot of organizations. We want to say thank you to many of the churches and organizations that are getting these tables. You guys are rocking the house. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. However, we still got room for our individual donation people. Okay, so if you still want to contribute, you can give us that $35. Maybe can't do 250, but most definitely can do $35. Come on out. We're gonna have a nice spread of food for you. We're looking for a great time. Our keynote speaker is going to be the Honorable Judge Ron Wilson, former Chief Magistrate Judge from the South Tucson City Court. That is Judge Ron Wilson. Many of you know him, not only just as a judge, but most definitely as a lawyer, as a community leader, as someone who is an ambassador for restorative justice. So you most definitely want to hear the great judge. Ron Wilson to come out and speak to us. A powerful keynote. He said he got something to say to us that's going to be powerful and impactful. So come on out again. That is on September 20th, 2025. We will be at the St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church like we are always at every year, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on a Saturday. We're going to get in, get out. You're going to have the rest of your Saturday. Why are we doing this? Glad you asked me. We're doing this because of the fact that September 20th is helping us to fund October 18th, which is the Fresh Start Expo. So there's a method to the madness, okay? So we're right the very next month, we are putting on our event. So all of the courts in our southern region will be with us, our city courts, our justice courts, our superior courts, our county attorney, and our PD, our public defender from the county. So we want you to come out. So I want to give some clarity because I did speak with the city courts. So with the city courts, there will be a little changes at the misdemeanor court level. So they will be able to do warrants quashing with a new court appearance date. So if you can't do, they may not be able to do it there at the event, but you would get a future court date to do that. Two, far as fine reduction, you can do your application for fine reduction to be filed by the participant in the city court. So you'll be able to do that at the court itself. General information about Tucson court programs will be available as well. So we just want to make sure that we are not misleading our community in regards to services that can be done. So some of these things will be taken care of at the court itself with future dates. So just keep it locked. Just keep that in mind. You still be able to have opportunities for fine reductions, but you will have to do an application file with the city courts to be able to do that. Another thing I want to make clear too, because I think that there is some misunderstandings, and we don't want you to be discouraged or to be frustrated coming to the event. If you want to get your rights restored, there are two things you need before that. Number one, you need to get your certificate of absolute discharge. Okay, absolute discharge. So if you got everything done, even you're done with probation and parole, and you complete sentence, you need to apply. Call the Department of Corrections. Get your certificate of absolute discharge. That is why do I need that, Dr. Hope? Glad you asked. I'm gonna tell you for free. And the answer to that is it opens the door for you to start the application process. Okay, so you need your certificate of absolute discharge so you can start the paperwork to file for your to get your restoration to get your voters' rights back. Once that is done, and you're gonna need someone, a lawyer or a paralegal. I know Andy Silverman and his law students are providing those free services to do so. Most definitely, you want to be contacting Andy Silverman. I'll try to find his information sometime during the show to get you that. But you need to have those things done. So a lot of times people think when they come to the Fresh Start Expo and they see Superior Courts, they think that day they're going to get their voters' rights restored. That's not how it happens. So we also want to make sure we are properly educating the community. If you want to get your voters' rights, you can get that, but you got to get your certificate, and then two, you got to do the paperwork. So I would recommend you go to Andy Silverman, look him up. His law students and his team actually helps you go through that process to get that application and that paperwork properly done. So it's going to be very, very important. Thank you, Tom. I just got some information for you. Andy Silverman's number is 520-621-1979, and his email is A as in Adam, Silver, letter M as in Mary, at arizona.edu. That is A Silverman with a M, ASILVERM at Arizona EDU. Get a hold to him, and let's see what we can do to help you to get your paperwork done. Andrew Silverman is a professor of the of law, emeritus, retired professor of law and director of clinical programs, specializing in law. And his team of students are still providing those services. So please give him a call, and I'm gonna try to invite him to the show as well, so he can talk more about those services, so the community can take advantage of all that. So remember, we will meet us or beat us at the Fresh Start Expo, October 18th. If you are a vendor and you were part of the Fresh Start Expo last year or years before, and you're hearing this and you want your organization to get a table, come on, let's get a table. We need as many resources as possible, and many tables as possible at our event. It's the one-stop shop. Not only do we handle legal issues, but we want felony-friendly employers. If you're at the table, you're doing stuff in community, and we believe that you'll be a great partner with us to have some type of table for employment at the expo. Housing, rather you, not even just city housing. If you are a private investor and you got homes and you doing transitional homes in your ministry that we don't even know anything about, come on and be with us. Join us at the Fresh Start Expo and get a table so we can have housing opportunities for individuals as they are getting out of prison, trying to get their lives together. We know as an organization, people with felony backgrounds, the two big barriers will be employment and housing. So the more that we have these opportunities at the table, the better it would be. There's also an opportunity, depending on your conviction, for you to even get your felony sealed. Okay, so but again, there's a lot of devil into the details of that, making sure that you qualify. But let's get you in the hands of Andy Silverman, so we can start getting your paperwork filed. So when you do come down, you can be able to see the Superior Court and get you set up to get your voters' rights. All right. So that's where we are in regards to our two big events that's quickly approaching, getting ready to kick off our show, and we are excited. Today, I want to talk about getting more ahead of adult population in prison, and talk more about is the school to prison pipeline a real deal? You know,
Mm.
that is a really big deal. I don't really think we talk enough about teenagers that have a route to prison in the seventh and eighth grade based on their behaviors, lifestyle, the different things that they're getting engaged in, criminal activity, bad influence, low academics in school, all of that, poverty, crime, violence, really creates a problem in the justice system and the educational system is the school to prison pipeline. Can kids have a route and a pipeline from an education space to an incarceration space?
Mm.
And the answer is absolutely yes. We see it all the time. I see it all the time. Everybody in the building, in the studio, see it all the time. You know, where kids get into the bad environments, wrong influences, make one crazy big decision. You know, and a lot of this from a medical and a psycho's perspective, a lot of this is connected to unresolved trauma as well. And it's all integrated. And so I wanted us, all three of us, to talk about that on today to inform our community about, yeah, we Fresh Start, yeah, we are helping adults with their issues in regards to when they come out of prison. We want to help them rebuild their lives and get a fresh start. But I think Fresh Start also should have a two focus, not just a reactive focus, but a proactive focus, where we're also looking at
Mm.
how do we catch our kids.
Absolutely, bro. And one of the things that I see is just driving around town. Schools look more today
Like,
like
yeah,
prisons
exactly.
than they do look like a community center for children to go and meet and learn. They
Absolutely.
do not look like a space where people have freedom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they're not,
Yeah.
because once you go in and you go past that checkpoint, you're on that campus, and
Yeah.
they want to be sure you're on that campus. And everything on that campus is geared toward one and done, bro. If
Mm.
you do something wrong, you're out, because we can't have this in our school. And
Yeah.
when that is the case, bro, it's three strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
That happens in school too.
Absolutely.
People think it only happens in the prison system.
No, this is big in the education
Why do you
and
think
zero
Project
tolerance
More?
policies.
Why do you think Project More and all of these
Yeah.
other charter schools and
Yeah.
other schools have
Absolutely.
come about?
Yeah.
Because kids couldn't go to these institutions that have turned into institutions.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're not learning institutions, bro.
Yeah.
They're places of confinement.
Mhm.
They're places of babysitting for an 8-hour period so the parents can go to work.
Yeah.
And what happens there? I mean, if you look online, there's high schools in the town in Tucson that have Fight Club on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
That they do it at their school, bro. There was a junior high school here in town that they busted the kids filming porn in the bathroom. And this wasn't on the west side, bro. This was on the east side.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
And we're talking about school to prison pipeline. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're going straight there because they're not learning anything in the school. And God bless Katie Hobbs, bro. She signed a bill where they're not allowed to have cell phones in the classroom anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the best thing she could have done.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to most definitely look at, you know, how do kids even get into this pipeline? That's a big question. Well, what is that? What is these languages and blurps you guys are using when you say school to prison pipeline? So for those that don't really know what that means, that's pretty much is kids that get into some bad trouble, you know, make some wrong decisions in school, and because schools policies and school discipline is more punitive than restorative, then we are suspending them at higher rates. We are expelling them at higher rates. Sometimes we are using school resource officers to arrest them at higher rates. And they get arrested and they start getting into juvenile detention center. And that's what school to prison pipeline pretty much in a nutshell is. The kids are en route to prison from school. And that is not supposed to be. Kids should be en route to college.
Yeah.
Kids supposed to be en
Yeah.
route to universities. They're supposed to be going to UA and Arizona State and Pima Community College. That's what the pipeline is supposed to look like. But what we are seeing, and you know, especially for poor kids and kids of color, it even the disparities are even higher. That kids are literally going to state and federal prison and juvenile detention centers, you know, from school. And
Yeah.
so that's not how it's supposed to be. It should be a pipeline from school to college.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a pipeline to school to prison. And so something is wrong with that. And so I wanted us to just get on the front end and start talking about, boy, if we don't catch these young people, and we don't keep them in the class, I know you don't think that high referrals from teachers has nothing to do with kids going to prison, and you are sadly
Sadly wrong.
mistaken.
Mhm.
You are sadly mistaken. That's some of the root causes of it. Is that the more we start kicking kids out of class, they're more into the dean's office, more they are in the classroom setting, learning and achieving, their outcomes is going to be most definitely dreadful, and that's going to impact not only your academic data, that's going to impact your graduation data, that's going to impact your achievement gap data. And next thing you know, kids keep missing so much hours and days out of education. They in these streets. What do? They get into trouble, right?
Absolutely.
So it's very
Doctor,
important.
Dr. Hope, you said something being from Michigan that I don't see here. And what's weird about it is you don't see children on the street. You don't see them playing on the
Mm.
street. You don't see them getting into the activities of
Yeah.
the Boys and Girls Club of the day. I, unfortunately, left as a juvenile myself from the age of 14 years old. And what I notice now and then is it's a large hurdle that's not even there no more. We used to have people that was coming to the schools. We used to have pastors. We used to have people that was allowed to come to luncheons and do that. But that's not a part of the curriculum now, especially in this environment where I'm living at over in Marana, Arizona Pavilion, um, McGee. It's like it's a whole different arena. And it's funny how you said that the porn and the pornography and the fight club. Well, in the community that I'm living in over there, it's more like gang orientated in the aspect of white class and no class. So if you don't fit in the class of a particular group of people, you exile. And I think that changes the mind frame of a person being despaired from how could I have a voice when I'm not even being recognized in my community?
Absolutely.
And isn't that the key, brother? That they're isolating because they pull a kid out of class and they send him to the dean. Everybody in the class saw this,
Know that.
right? They've just isolated this kid and they've pigeonholed him.
Mm-hmm.
And now other teachers are going to see this. Other students are going to see this. Other people are going to talk about this. And his future has just changed.
Absolutely.
And over something that mistakes should be a life lesson, not a life sentence.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And it changes that kid's future because a teacher just put them in this place where
Mhm.
everybody sees them as somebody who is disruptive to the educational system.
Mhm.
And with zero tolerance, bro.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen to that kid.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And if you black or brown, is even worse. And we have to be having, I believe, having these more conversations, even when we're dealing with Fresh Start, is catching young people. Frederick Douglass said it's far easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. That is so powerful to me. The more we can catch young people, man, at earlier ages, the stronger their trajectories and outcomes is going to be. And let me say something in this that we don't talk enough about. Parenting has a lot to do with this.
Come on.
Parenting, I don't care what you say. I ain't scared of nobody, so I'm gonna say what I say, and I said it, and I stand by it. Schools are institutions of learning, and they are not institutions of parenting.
That's right.
So I hope you caught that. I'm gonna say it again for a playback.
Yeah.
That schools are an institution of learning. They're not the institution of parenting. So that means that learning should come from schools, parenting should come from homes.
Absolutely.
And
Okay.
parents, let me tell you, it ain't about you just dropping off Johnny and Susie and y'all be like, y'all figure it out when I drop them off. No, this is a family affair. This is a village. And parents, you must be engaged with your child's education. I don't want to hear you talking about you don't know what to do with your kid. Well, what you expect them to do with your kid
Absolutely.
if you don't know what to do with your own kid?
That's right.
We got to stop this foolishness.
Come on.
Fathers, if you got kids out here, I don't care what your relationship is with the mama, the baby mama, or the ex-wife, or whatever that looks like. Dads, you must be involved. And I'm not talking about just paying child support. I'm also talking about being emotionally available for your children. These things are very, very important because we got to understand that family do matters. And that is huge in regards to your children excelling. And this is not about families or everybody in the family making six figures, because we know that's not the reality of many Americans. So you may not have the biggest house and the finest car, but you can be rich in values. You can be rich in your faith. You can be rich in teaching your kids about character and
Yes,
honor
sir. Yes,
and
sir.
integrity.
Yes,
These
sir.
core values that's going to matter all the way from K to 12, and then after that into higher learning and into your profession. So we do got to go back to start saying we got too many kids that are matriculating from school to prison. And all of us as a village has a play in it. The parent, the principal, the teacher, and also the pastor, right? So we are all interconnected. The police chief, the sheriff, the prosecutor, this is a village.
All those adults, bro.
All those adults.
All those adults
Yeah.
had a chance at some point in
Yeah,
time
Yeah.
to stop the pipeline,
You stop the
to
pipeline.
cut it off, man, to put
Yeah.
a valve there,
Yeah.
and stop this kid. And hey, let's do this.
Yes.
Let's try this. Let's move you here where you feel more
Absolutely.
comfortable.
Absolutely.
Not because you act out in this environment, you got to go. Maybe this environment was wrong for you, so let's put you in
let
a
me throw-
better
let-
learning
Let me
environment.
throw something up in here
Come
because
on.
I'm from Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
So I can tell you right now that if you're a kid, you live in my house, you drink my water,
That's right.
you wipe your tail with my toilet tissue, and you sleep in my bed, you're doing what I tell you to do.
That's
What
right.
is this new phenomenon that we're friends with our kids?
Yeah.
No, I ain't friends with my kids. I ain't my kids' homie.
No doubt.
I'm their daddy. And when it's time to pull our kids on the carpet for crazy behavior, I can't be their homie.
No.
I got to be their father.
That's right.
I got to lead them and guide them, provide for them, protect them, and do what we need to do. Parents, let me tell you, you should have a say in your own house. You paying the bills, and I'm sorry, if my child is on my phone account,
Oh, my
you
God.
ain't got no phone.
Ain't no doubt about it. Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
my
sir.
phone.
Yes, sir.
And I got a right to look into it because I
Absolutely.
pay the bill.
Yes, sir.
Parents, we got to get back to the old landmark
Yeah.
and get back to parenting and stop all this new age stuff we seeing today.
Talk
No,
to 'em.
you got to lay a firm
Talk to 'em. Yes,
foundation about parenting. And I'm not saying we're perfect because there's some mistakes I made when I was a father. I said,
Yes,
boy, if
sir.
I knew what I knew now, maybe I would make some decisions back then. But then that's about being a good parent too, because I know I'm growing. As a man, I'm growing as a father, and I can admit to some mistakes and things of that nature. But the big thing is, you ain't living in my crib, and I'm taking care of you, and you acting like my house is your house. No,
Yeah.
Yes,
you
sir.
ain't got a house till you sign your own lease.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
sir.
until then, we got to get back to the old landmark of parenting.
Yes, sir.
So I know we're getting low on our minutes, but
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is good today. So I just want
Yeah. And
way back.
our pastor's son preached a few weeks back, and he said something really crazy. He said we got the terrible version of our parents,
Yeah.
and our brothers and sisters that are much younger
Yeah.
got the enlightened version of our parents.
Ain't no
Yeah.
doubt.
So the tougher version was better for us.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, we under a minute. Let's give us some updates. What we got going on?
Man, we got the brunch coming up, and that's going to be on September 20th. It's going to be 10:30 to 1 o'clock at the St. Andrew's Presbyterian. We got the event coming up, and that's going to be October 18th, 9 to 1. Please check the website. We're going to update all the information on what the city court is able to do, but they will be there, and we thank you.
All right, all right. Well, we're closing out. Anything you want to? You got 5 seconds.
Dr. Hope, keep putting on for the city, and we going to bring the city back to where it's supposed to be.
Amen.
All right. Well, we are out of time. Thank you. This is a great show. We're gonna come back next week and talk a little bit more about this school to prison pipeline
Part
issue
two.
among
Part
kids.
two.
Part 2. So see you next Saturday at 7:30 a.m. on 106 The Groove, where we believe that mistakes should only be a life lesson and not a life sentence. Take care.